Oliver, do CRMs lack empathy with the estate and letting agency industry? Talk to me.
That's a good question. Look, I think the current set of incumbent CRMs provide out of the box 90% of the functionality that an agent would look for to get going. Where I think it needs to be improved is around recognising that the market is changing. The consumer needs are changing. The need to be more transparent, to be more responsive to incoming inquiries, and to be more service-centric is driving the need for those CRMs to be better and to do more. What that looks like for us is sharing data with the buyer and with the seller. It's about bringing the right information to the agent at the right time. And I'll give you an example. A lot of agents talk about the size of their mailing list. We've got 500 buyers that are looking for a 4-bed house. Actually, if they were to retrospectively look at the number of completions they get out of that 500, it's probably only 3 or 4. They've probably only got 7 or 10 or 15 really relevant buyers. Where new technology can come in is it can start to measure the level of engagement of those 500 buyers. So we take on a new instruction, we mail that out to our 500 people, and we've got technology now that enables us to look at the click-throughs, the engagement on that website. We can determine by repeat visits, length of time on page, for example, who the genuine interested buyers are. And those are the people that need to come to the top, and those are the people that you engage with on the phone because they're interested. The other 465 who either don't click on the email or don't do anything about it maybe aren't as serious as you once thought they would be.
Come back to the original question though, that was very good, but do you feel that the CRMs have empathy with their clients?
Well, empathy for me then is measured by customer satisfaction. Are they building to solve the problems that face agents today?
I would actually say it's deeper than that. Because let's be honest, it's really hard out there being an agent at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah. So empathy then is around pricing. It's about value. It's about.
Is it about people?
Clearly, and we talk about how suppliers, whether it's a CRM provider or someone else in the supply chain, can support their agents, their clients ultimately. That's around innovation on the product. It's about fair pricing. It's about fair contract terms. It's also about innovation and keeping them relevant and actually delivering them tools and techniques that allow them to be better agents as a result. Software companies have the ability to build anything.
Yes.
And quite often what they build doesn't really solve a problem. It feels good, it looks good, it sounds like a good idea, but actually does it move the needle on that agent gaining more market share or delivering a better service?
Do you think CRMs talk enough to agents about what they want their CRM system to do for them?
I think that's been lost. Look, when we were an independent company, we took the user feedback very seriously, and we had technical working groups and we had user acceptance forums. We used to run a biannual conference where we would invite people in, and the whole day was consumed around how we can improve the platform for them. I don't see that happening anymore. I see almost a stagnant environment where the system just does its thing, but it's not really moving on. And that's not fair when you've got people on a subscription model where part of that fee is really to help the CRM invest in new features and functionality that help them help those agents change and evolve in a challenging market, which is where we are now.
I mean, let's all be frank. A lot of the out of the big 7, one's owned by a big American firm, and the other 5 are owned by Zoopla. Do you think? I mean, why do these guys buy these firms? And do you think because of their needs, the needs of agents has almost gone down the pecking order?
Yeah, I think the macro view on this is that the property transaction, really from the point where you say, I'm thinking of selling, all the way through to I've now moved into my new house, there are a number of touch points or monetization points that are interesting to these big companies. So we in the estate agency CRM space look at our customer being the agent, and it's generally a local agent that's got a team of 5, let's say, that's servicing their buyers and sellers. So you build for that. The wider picture is that you take that underlying data and the insights that data gives you, and you monetize it through other channels.
Do you think that's why Zoopla bought 5 of the 7?
Yeah, look, I'm not on the inside track on their strategy, but clearly their strategy is playing out in terms of that monetization of the property transaction. That's why we see the introduction of financial services, conveyancing, insurance products coming into that sort of experience.
Do you think Zoopla's have evolved, I know we're going slightly off track here, from almost being a portal into being a customer information and cross-selling platform? Is that, well, they've obviously got Uswitch, didn't they?
That's right, yeah. And if you put those acquisitions together and you join the dots, it's fairly clear.
It's very clever.
It's in their AGM, and they're executing on that really well. It's not the only company in the world to be doing it. Zillow over in the States did it years ago. There are companies like realestate.com.au down in Australia that are doing it, and they're fundamentally recognising that there is more dollars to be had when you start to own the consumer experience.
I'm not going to mention any specific names, but there are a couple of firms out there at the moment where I have a Facebook group with 1,800 agents on, and whenever the name of that firm gets mentioned, it's one of the CRMs, or 2 of them actually, it's almost a joke that they won't respond or care and won't send anyone out to talk to them. Is that right? It's coming back to the crux of the empathy thing.
Yeah, no, it's not right. Look, I was, and I remain passionate about what I call the end user experience, but basically the relationship that I have with my clients.
That's a better, because we don't like prop tech terms.
No, so let's try and stay relevant. It's about building for the customer, and I know who pays the bills, and I want them to stay in business, and I want to do a great job. And unfortunately, as with most businesses, when they become part of a bigger machine, if you like, there are some distinct advantages to that, let's be clear, but there are also maybe some disadvantages to that. And the first thing that people notice is a slight detachment away from that responsive personal service that they once had. And when I speak to past clients, one of the resounding messages I get back is, I need help, but I can't get it. And it's such a shame because I used to be able to get it with you guys. And so just because you're a technology firm doesn't mean you can't have a human heart, if you like. And that is something that I'm determined to put back in the industry, because I know it works and I know people care about it.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.